Hey, this is Dana White from the UFC, and you're watching ProMMANow.com.
Hey guys, Dan The Wolfman here for ProMMANow.com with the one and only rowdy Ronda Rousey. How's it going?
Good. It's going.
Do you like coming to these media things and the fans, or is this kind of like a job to you? Or as long as you're not in camp, you don't mind it so much?
Yeah, I mean, we're far away from camp, and this is why I think this is such a cool opportunity, is to be able to be really efficient and knock all of these things out, and do it when you're far away from the fight and you're not in the middle of preparing. So no, I'm kind of stoked that they set this up. It's less work for me later when it really counts.
So you talked a little bit on the stage there about what tough was like. Obviously, you worry about coaching and worry about the athletes first. I think that's great. A lot of people respect that, especially from that kind of background. But how emotional did she get you at times? You said you're going to be out of the country. You want to give us a hint at what some of the stuff, did she break you down, or was there some real nasty fights between you guys? Or
I'm just a really emotional person, and I tell people I cry all the time. I'm just passionate about everything I do, and I have no filter. Whatever I'm feeling, you're going to see it. And I didn't, the whole season, I didn't do it for me. I didn't need to do the Ultimate Fighter. I have so many opportunities coming up, but I wanted that division to really do well and for it to be highlighted, and I really felt like I could help that out. And sorry, it was like really loud over there. I'm kind of getting distracted.
It's okay.
But yeah, I didn't really care how I looked, and how I felt is exactly how I emoted it. And Miesha spent a lot more of her time worrying about how she looked and how she came off more than her fighters. And I know that, personally from talking to her fighters and my fighters, there was a very open forum. And to this day, I was talking to my fighters right before I got on stage. And, just around, I'm like, hi, I love you all. I like to say that we're the meanest yet most affectionate team. And Team Fake Nice versus Team Real Mean was my whole slogan the whole season.
Nice. Now, over at Gokar's Highest-On Academy, I talked to Manny. He was one of your assistant coaches, one of your grappling assistant coaches, right?
Yeah, he was like the MMA whole assistant coach.
Who else did you take out there with you?
My really good friend and with a lot of judo experience, Marina Shafir. And I also took Edmund, my striking coach, who was like the head coach, and then
Glendale Fight Club.
Yeah, from Glendale Fighting Club, and then Andy from SK Golden Boys was there as my wrestling coach.
Oh, very nice. Talking about Marina, she's got 3 first-round armbar submissions, kind of like you started. Does she got a fight coming up, or what are her plans?
Yeah, I think she has a fight coming up, or it might be her last amateur fight at the end of August. So, and I think it might be local. It might even be in this very room. We'll see.
Now, is she 145 or 135?
She fights 45. Yeah.
Okay. So after Miesha, maybe you throw a beat down on her again, and then you got Kat Zagano still in weight. I think she's still going to get her shot from what she's been told. Who do you think might be coming up after that? What about Sara McMann?
Oh yeah, Sara McMann's been on my radar for a long time now.
So I think that's going to be the big one eventually, Olympian versus Olympian.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I really think that would be a really great fight in general. It'd be easy to sell, and but she's expressed she's not really in too much of a rush to fight me, and so whenever she's ready, I'm ready. I'm at the destination. You can come there when you want, and then we'll figure it out. But.
So forget about Cyborg or anyone else who's not in the division. There's plenty of girls out there that you really want to deal with.
Oh yeah, there's so many, and the division is just really starting to unfurl, and people are just starting to know the fighters. The problem isn't the talent isn't there; it's that the awareness isn't there, and that's what Tough 18 is really there to do, is to bring awareness to these women.
Did you watch Cyborg's fight?
Yeah.
Do you see anything technically great, or you just see a really strong, powerful person?
I saw a lot of things that she did that I would capitalize on that Marlou's didn't, and it took Cyborg longer this time to beat Marlou than the other time, and this is somebody who her last really meaningful fight was against Miesha Tate, and she lost. So it takes you 4 rounds to beat somebody that Miesha beat easier than you did. It's just in a mathematical sense, it's just kind of like, okay, well, she's not really impressing anyone too much.
Do you kind of want to get yourself to like the second round? Would you like it if Kat maybe is tough enough to go to the second round or third round with you, so you can get a little more ring time in and maybe use some of your boxing skills?
I really feel like I have so many tools that I haven't been able to show inside actual fights that I have, but I'm not going to purposely, drag fights out. If the person can push me and actually make me have to really think deep and kind of have to improvise more and longer, then I'll come up with cooler stuff. But you know, they got to push me that far first.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's just a straight armbar. Had you gotten that crooked armbar like Udi Garami with your legs that you were trying on Liz, would you have been happier had you got that? Or you don't care what it ends in?
Oh, I wasn't. The idea behind that wasn't specifically to get that arm. The mistake that I made was it was a very smart thing to do in the middle of the cage, but I did it against the wall, and I hadn't been training grappling against the wall for that camp, which we changed immediately.
Okay.
But the thing I was trying to do was, if her arm was too low, then I would catch her with my legs. But I was hitting her in the face, so she had to try find a happy place in the middle to really protect her face.
Get her to cover,
but also keep her arm from getting too low. And if her arm got too high, then I would push it up, and that's how I ended up getting the arm bar. Was I wanted to bait her to stick her arm too high so I could get my head behind it. So it was just really forcing reactions out of her. It was like, you have three options. You can get armbarred this way, you can get punched in the face, or you can get armbarred the other way. And so those were her three options from that position, really. And then she narrowed it down until it was finally just the armbar.
I'm glad you got into that. I think your Ronda's Fighters cut was really awesome. That, kind of explaining, well, this way shows really how high level you are. And I don't think people really appreciate that. They see an armbar, they don't really understand what it takes to get that.
Yeah, all those armbars are so different to me, and the thought process I narrowed them down is so different. It just looks the same in the end. But I mean, like, if you have a boxer and it ends, a knockout ends like this, but what happened before that point? And people are just looking at that little point right there, and they're not thinking, did it come from here? Did it come from there? Did it there's so many different possibilities, and it's just like the lack of knowledge, I think, that people have of the grappling game, that it just always looks the same. I'm like, what are you talking about? That was totally different, but it looks the same to laymen.
All right, well, I think other people want you, so thank you very much for your time. Guys, go to ProMMAnow.com for all your information and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Dan The Wolfman 1. Thanks.